Welcome back, adventurers, to Let's Play Riven, the sequel to Myst. When last we left off, we had arrived in the submarine and explored this school area and learned a very valuable piece of information regarding the numerical symbols, which I'm sure are some of the keys to a few of the puzzles that we will be encountering later on. And some that we've already encountered, like the puzzle of the golden eyes. So back in the submarine we go, and we want to be heading over now to the platform we were just looking at. Now, I would be singing "We All Live in a Yellow Submarine" at the moment, but this is not a yellow submarine. So I think what we want to do is head right and then rotate the submarine, so that we can actually head forward to the platform. So we're heading actually no, I think we want to be, we can take a guess, but I'm thinking we want to be heading left, actually, to be honest. So further on we go, and fingers crossed that I made the right choice. If not, I can just return back to the bottom and, you know, retrace my steps. So here we are at this platform. You'll notice that the handle has 5 spokes, you know. Another piece of Rivenese symbolism, and I was right. We are at the platform. That's just the sound of the water hitting the platform. At least I hope. And as you can see there, once again we see the Rivenese symbol, with the tiny symbol for 5 at the center of the maple star. And over here appears to be some kind of, well, a lever or handle hanging from a string leading all the way up there. So we'll pull the string and see what happens. Ah, and it lowers something. At first glance it looks like another handle. Oh, and it's going back up again. Because it's, you know, that one appears to be timed. But if you actually had a bit of a closer look, they look like manacles. Now remember what I was saying in the previously at the schoolyard, that this platform here appears to be a larger version of the wooden platform that was the numerical puzzle thing that we used. Now, remember that at the tower you can open and close this at will, and the tower is actually visible at the top behind us at the top of the cliff. So, judging from that, I can only surmise that Gehn, from his rather lofty perch, would, either him or a subordinate or someone would, probably Gehn, I don't think he'd leave it up to anyone else, but Gehn would open and close the platform, and whoever was unlucky enough to cross Gehn would end up fish food. Although, of course, if the platform was closed, then that would probably signify that Gehn was being merciful. If you consider if you consider a man like Gehn to ever be considered merciful, which mercy is probably something that I wouldn't think Gehn would actually be a part of. And Pulling the other lever appears to raise the platform. And in front of us, does this look familiar? Does it look like the jawbone of the fish that we just saw? In fact, this whole area looks like... yeah. For some reason, I think Gehn has been culling these, well, these rather carnivorous fish, tusked fish. And here's what I was saying before, the manacles. Someone is put into there and then lowered down, lowered to further down. And if the platform, yeah, here's what I was talking about. If a villager or someone who crossed Gehn, or Gehn particularly didn't like, and wanted to make an example of, would be putting these manacles, and if Gehn was feeling unmerciful, that lower platform would be open and the fish would eat the person, the unfortunate victim. But we are not going to be eaten, not today, and hopefully not ever. Meanwhile, we have a wooden platform here, heading over to a door that's in... a door that appears to be representative of, again, of that infamous dunny symbol that we've been seeing, that Rivenese symbol that we've been seeing so many times over. Symbolism. And there appears to be... it actually appears to be a prison of some kind, judging by all the bars, of course. But there's someone in there. Seems to be fairly asleep. Oh, he's awake. I think he can see us. But he doesn't seem to be particularly bothered by us. In fact, he seems rather nonchalant, and his gaze seems to be quite piercing. Over to the right here is another representation of the symbol with 5 in it. We're going to be seeing this a lot. So if we pull this out and rotate it, and then put it back in, apparently opens the prison doors. But whoever this person is, we are not Gehn or representative of Gehn, so it's probably in our best interest to free this person. To freedom, good sir. What the? Where'd he go? Was there a moment ago? I'll take my eyes off him for 5 minutes. See. Did he escape? Was he hiding behind one of these corners? Did he make his escape? Probably. Probably don't want to advertise the fact that we released one of Gehn's prisoners, so we'll close this. And yeah. Well, we did a good deed, and we can now head down to this platform that we couldn't reach earlier. For this ladder that we can get back, so we can come back down here instead of having to use the submarine. And speaking of the submarine, I think we've pretty much explored all the areas of this island. Not just in the lake, but I think we've pretty much explored almost everywhere in the jungle island. So what we want to do now, I think probably a good idea to see where that minecart leads us. Now we're pretty much, for the time being, finished with the jungle island at the moment. So let's see where the minecart takes us. Still, I've actually been on a minecart ride at Disneyland. It was actually quite good. I believe it was called Gold Rush Mountain or something. There appear to be rings. Rings that are glowing. Rings of fire. And there actually seems to be quite a bit of heat emanating from those rings. And we're going through water. Kind of similar to what we just experienced. Which makes me wonder, does heat have something to do with the way that the water behaves here on Riven? And there's the third island. The island that, over to the right, you can see the bridge connecting all the way back to the Temple Island. But we'll be exploring that later. For now, we'll just enjoy the ride. That's all we can do at this point. Seems to be fairly dark here. Although there's a bit of light up ahead. Car turns sharply, and there's a platform over there. So, car comes to a stop, and we can now get out of the platform. What? Okay. When I said get out of the platform, that's not what I was expecting. That was quite alarming. So we fell out of a chute there, and there's a ladder to the side there. I thought we were getting out that way. I thought we were going to get out of the platform, and never mind. We're here on the third island of Riven, and when we return, adventurers, we shall explore the strange new world. Until next we meet.